Coming up on today's show, it's all about the Hofbräuhaus here in Cleveland and Germany.
That's right. We are going to explore this well-loved spot in downtown Cleveland. Plus, we're going to go overseas to see how they celebrate Oktoberfest in Munich.
And it all gets started right now. Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss.
And I'm Natalie Herbeck.
And get ready, folks, because we are going to have a celebration like you've never seen before on New Day Cleveland. We are talking Oktoberfest, not just here in Cleveland, but
in Munich, Germany. We're heading overseas. Nicole's going to be joining us all hour long, showing you what it's really like to be part of Oktoberfest there, but we want to show you that you can still explore it here in our backyard.
So let's get the party started. Well, Mary Kate, last time I was here, the place was full of music, people jumping up and down, the music going, keg tapping, and everyone was like, this, yay, yay, yay. A little quiet this time of day, isn't it?
It is quiet during lunchtime, which is nice. You know, if you want to come in, have a drink with your coworkers and things like that, it's good to have a little chill time here.
What time do things fire up around here?
Usually around 6:30, right when the live music starts. That's when the people start coming, the beer starts flowing.
And how late does it have to get before they bring out the ski and everybody's doing the shots?
Oh gosh, not too soon after, not too soon.
It's starting to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, so the outdoors here is a beautiful thing, and right here I see this in the brewery they've built. But this is attached to an old historic building, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So we are attached to the Hermit Club, which is like a 100-year-old building here in Cleveland. It's part of the Hermits, and they are a group of individuals that support the arts.
Like performers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like amateur performers that do crazy wild things.
Yeah, so we have some shows here occasionally in our Hermit Club.
Yeah. So when people come here, would you say it's like Oktoberfest every day and any time they come?
It really is all year round. We try to keep Oktoberfest in mind and keep the vibe going, but we do kick it up for our Oktoberfest celebrations here. But
what does Oktoberfest mean? Does it have to be in October, or what's the whole deal?
Actually, that's a funny story for why Oktoberfest isn't in October.
I want to know.
There was a prince in Germany celebrating his wedding, and he wanted to have a big party for his wedding, and his wedding was in October, but the weather's nicer in September. So that's how you got Oktoberfest. It's just because the weather's nicer.
And you can get Oktoberfest, like you say, anytime they start playing the music here and things go on.
Right.
So how many different kind of beers do you guys make?
We have 3 on tap all the time, which will be our lager, our Hefeweizen, and our Dunkel. Those are the classics. And then we tap a new beer the first Wednesday of every month. And our brewmaster, Josh Jones, has a few in rotation that he likes to do every year.
What makes tapping the keg thing such a big party, a big deal?
It's very German. That's what they do to signify the beginning of Oktoberfest in Munich, and we like to do it to signify the new beer every month and kind of keep the Oktoberfest vibe rolling all year.
Yeah. I can't wait to get a look at the food, because the food's it's not stuff you make at home very often.
No, it's not.
And there's not that many places to go where you can get that kind of food.
No, you can't. That's why we love being downtown. We love being here. It's like a nice hub for all the people coming from all different countries, all different places, and we're here for them.
Okay, let's talk about Oktoberfest. What's the hospitality thing about Oktoberfest? What makes Oktoberfest different than the other 11 months or whatever?
So yeah, every weekend of Oktoberfest we try to plan different special activities, so that's kind of what differentiates it from the rest of the year. We do Steinholding Friday and Saturday.
What's that?
You don't know what Steinholding is?
Tell me, is that where you try to hold it out straight?
Yes, you try to hold it out straight. Right there is our board for all of our competitors, top competitors.
So
here.
Jim did pretty good. He did 11 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yep.
Pete came up with third, 10:04. And poor Joe, 9:44.
I know.
How about you? How long would you last?
Oh my goodness, not even 2 minutes.
I go 2 minutes at once. I would try to do the macho thing.
I start shaking,
Yeah, that's what happens, right?
Right.
And I like the ski thing. The ski thing is crazy.
Yeah, the shot ski is awesome.
So the shot ski. So what kind of shots are they? Do you pick them or do?
So you can pick your shot, and we also have all sorts of different kinds of flavored shots that you can pick. We can do 2 Jaegers, 2 vodkas. We can mix match on the shot ski.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the shot ski is that if you don't have 3 other people to fill it up with you, you can just go find someone in here and they'll definitely join in with you.
And if you think you're not in the mood for all this, which I don't know how you can't be, The band will put you in the mood, right?
The band will,
Tell me
yeah.
about the music, the entertainment
So,
here.
they're
It lights
always
up the
playing,
place.
They do. They're always playing classic Oktoberfest jams, a bunch of sing-along songs, Sweet Caroline, Country Roads. That
Yeah.
usually gets the place going.
Yeah.
Everyone up on the benches. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's a real party. You see people from all over different parts of the city. They get there and all of a sudden it becomes one big unanimous party.
It is. I love seeing people's reaction when it's their first time here.
Oktoberfest at the
Because they've
Hofbräuhaus.
never been here before and
Yeah.
they don't know what they're expecting, and they come into this craziness and they can't believe they're allowed to stand on the benches and all of that fun stuff.
It's a party.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful morning here in Munich, and we are about to take in all the sights and sounds that Oktoberfest has to offer. But we have so many questions, and we figured we would find one of the experts who can answer all those questions for us. This is Steffi, and she's one of the tour guides. Servus, Steffi.
Oh, servus, nice to meet you. It's perfect. Thank you so much.
So we have so many questions because we have heard so many wonderful things about Oktoberfest. You are born and raised in Munich. You know a lot about this wonderful tradition. So where do we begin? How did Oktoberfest get started?
It started really several years ago. We have to jump back in 19th century in the year 1810, and there we had a big wedding here. It started on 12th October, and they had the idea it would be nice to end this wedding after a few days with a big horse racing. But here inside Munich it was too small, and so they decided to find a place with some green area, with some grass, and so they did outside of Munich at this time. And it was just a small place, and it had no name. And after this horse race and after the wedding, they had the perfect idea to name this area after the bride, Therese's.
It became this huge gathering. Everything that I've heard said the newlywed couple was so admired by the people, and this was a party that they wanted to continue year after year. And now it's grown to this huge celebration. How many people come in for Oktoberfest each year?
Per average 6.5 million, yeah, and I mean within 2 weeks or 16 days sometimes. It's depending how it's with the weekends. And I mean, we love it to have different people here from so many different countries and to get in connection with them, yeah. And sometimes I'm wondering what the former King Ludwig I would say about all this, because he always said no one ever should say they know about Germany if they don't know about Munich. And now I think they do. If you ask people, hey, what do you know about Germany? I think you will find in so many cases the answer: Bavaria, Oktoberfest and beer. I don't know if this was his plan. I think he was thinking about like cultural things, but at least he was right, yeah.
We're really excited because we are going to visit the Hofbräuhaus tent, and we hear it is the largest and one of the most popular by far. Do you have any idea just how much beer is actually consumed during Oktoberfest?
Last year we had a new record. It was over 7 million liter beer, and it's always a little bit depending on the weather, because if the weather is good, like today you brought perfect weather, then the beer gardens are also really crowded, and a lot of people are sitting outside drinking beer as well. So I think we have to wait what the weather forecast says for the next week, because this week it will be okay, but we also had some Wiesn Oktoberfest where it was raining or even snowing. But I think we will hit the 7 million liter mark as well.
Now, along with good beer comes delicious food as well. Is there a traditional meal that you're supposed to eat during Oktoberfest?
I think you should try Händel, the chicken, the grilled chicken. And if you're done with that, maybe you'd try Schweinswürstel or Schweinebraten or Haxen. It's always depending what you prefer for yourself. If you have a place on a table or if you walk around outside, it's also something really nice to try fish semmel, so like something filled with some fish. It's up to you, or if you prefer sweets, then maybe you go with almonds.
Thank you so much. We'll touch base with you a little bit later.
Thank you so much.
After the break, the official keg tapping at Oktoberfest in Munich.
Maximilian. Maximilian, no, I want to say thank you. You have been a part of the Hofbräuhaus in Cleveland for quite some time. You're a chairman. You have also worked with the Hofbräuhaus here in Munich. So I'm curious, how were you able to bring that German experience to Cleveland?
When I was director here in Munich, in charge of the international business, we brought the Hofbräuhaus brand first to Asia, and it worked like hell. And my partner Andy Udris asked me, why don't you bring the Hofbräu to America and the franchise concept? It should work very well. And now Andy is living in Cleveland. So we decided, after we had developed some other locations like Chicago and Columbus and so on, he said, I'm living in Cleveland. We have to do one in Cleveland. And that's why we started 10 years ago. And we have 10 years celebration this year. And everybody's invited to have a little bit atmosphere like here.
You know, it's interesting because I've been to the Hofbräuhaus in Cleveland many times, and one of the things that they've always said is, this is just like being in Munich, this is just like being in Oktoberfest. And I have to say, until you're here, you really have no idea, but everything from the excitement, the energy, the live music, and there's just this sense of community. You have done an incredible job of bringing that experience to Cleveland.
Yeah, thank you. I think you are right. We try to get the same atmosphere. Even if you don't have the exact same building, the more important thing is to bring the feeling, the atmosphere, the live music, and the joy. Please look around. You see thousands of happy people. And in Munich we have 500,000, and in Cleveland we are happy with, let's say, 1,000.
Talking with some of the locals, I heard that Oktoberfest is technically the 5th season. You have spring, winter, fall, and summer, but Oktoberfest is the 5th season. Is that true?
It's a season you won't miss. It's right. So all the people are longing for this 5th season, and you see, it's something special.
And if you were to sum up what is really at the core of what you do here, not only at Oktoberfest, but here at the Hofbräuhaus, what would you say that is for people who are watching?
I think the core is really happy people. And the beer, of course, is very important to make the people happy. And what's very important, we have guests all over the world. And you see an Asian is sitting beside an American, a French guy is sitting beside an Italian lady, and everybody is happy, everybody enjoys, and that's a little bit of peacetime everybody should have.
We're all happy, we're all friends here, and again, Maximilian, I know the day is just getting started. We still have so much to explore, but on behalf of Abby, myself, Aaron, and Craig, we just want to thank you because this really is a remarkable experience, and it wouldn't have been possible without you and the Hofbräuhaus Cleveland.
We are too happy we have
so
to have you here.
One of the most important roles here at Oktoberfest in Munich is the official keg tapping. And I am with a very important person today who's going to be tapping the keg here at the Hofbräuhaus tent. This is Florian Hermann. And Florian, remind me, what is your title here in Bavaria?
Well, I'm a member of the Bavarian government. I'm working very close with our Bavarian Prime Minister, Dr. Markus Söder, and I'm the head of the Bavarian State Chancellery.
Now, everything that I heard, people from Bavaria just adore you, and you were chosen to be the official keg tapper here. How excited are you for this to be happening today?
I mean, it's a great honor for me because the Oktoberfest is the most important beer festival in the world, and it's very traditional. And I'm really very honored. It's very special, but it's also a challenge because it has to work. You know, you can't fail.
So it is a challenge. So I'm curious, have you ever done this before?
Yes.
You have. So you have a little bit of experience. Now, I hear that sometimes Bavarians will actually take bets on how many times it'll take to officially tap the keg. What are you thinking? How many times is it going to take you this morning?
Well, we will see. As a politician in Bavaria, I'm used to tapping the keg, but you never know, because every keg is different. The hammer is different, and you really have to hit it just on the spot, and then it's possible to do it in one. But normally it's 2 or 3.
Right.
I hope I don't exceed 3.
Something tells me you're going to do it in 2 hits, so I have faith in you. For people that are here today for the very first time, myself included, any advice?
Well, yes, just enjoy, and let you be overwhelmed of this really unique atmosphere. Because as you can see, you have thousands of people sitting here drinking beers by liters, getting drunk a little bit, but staying peaceful all the time. This is really a very peaceful place to be. And so that's a very unique experience. So just get into it and get this Bavarian feeling that is so famous in the world.
Well, it really is an honor to be here enjoying our very first Oktoberfest in Munich. It's an honor to meet you. Danke, danke.
Sehr gerne, and Ozapftis.
Ozapftis.
When we come back, how you can celebrate an authentic Oktoberfest right here in Cleveland.
Being here at Oktoberfest is one thing, but winning a trip, that's a whole different thing. And I'm here with the winner of the Hofbräuhaus Cleveland contest. This is Erin Dean. Erin, you were a part of the parade earlier, the official opening ceremonies to kick off Oktoberfest. How did that go for you?
It was incredible. To see all the excitement in Munich was just absolutely just something to see in your lifetime. It was really incredible. Like, people from other countries weren't just excited, it was locals that were excited, and that means a lot, I think, for Munich. It was very exciting.
This is the first time you've ever been in Munich, Germany. You're taking part in all these festivities, and you won this trip. When your name was picked out of all of the entries, what did you immediately think?
I thought, oh my goodness, we get to go on vacation. Yeah, it was very exciting.
You brought your husband, so you're enjoying all that Munich has to offer. What have you thought about so far in terms of just meeting some of the Bavarians that live here and being a part of Oktoberfest?
I definitely think it's a privilege, and it's been, you know, I've always heard about Munich because my husband has been here. His mom taught German. And so to be here in person and see it in real life has just been mind-blowing.
And I think it's worth noting, too, you had actually planned to come to Oktoberfest several years ago, but something got in the way of that happening.
Yeah, so my passport expired. And we were checking in the morning that we were going to leave, and we realized my passport was expired, but my husband and my stepson's was not. So after much talking and deliberation, we decided that they would come to Germany, come to Munich without me. I would get a passport, and then I would meet them later in Dusseldorf. So I completely missed Munich altogether, and it was heartbreaking for all of us.
So this has been something that has been on your bucket list for quite some time. It almost just seems fitting that you were the lucky winner chosen. What are you most looking forward to while you're here?
I think just getting to see it, I think being in the parade is definitely one of my favorite things. I'll get to go home and tell people I got to do. Just, you know, we love to people watch and go shopping and try new food and sightsee and see historical things. So all of it. I'm looking forward to all of it.
And obviously, you were the very first winner of the Hofbräuhaus Cleveland contest. Is there anything in particular you want to say to Hofbräuhaus Cleveland for this experience?
We are so appreciative. I mean, truly. just thank you. You know, thank you to the whole team that made it possible. And I was telling my husband today, when we experienced Hofbräuhaus in Cincinnati years ago, who knew it would have turned into this, you know?
Now, one final question, and I know it's still early, but how does the Hofbräuhaus Cleveland compare to the Hofbräuhaus here in Munich?
I think that the energy and the tradition is exactly the same. It's, you know, it's really amazing. The only difference is maybe the size and then the language, but the band is the same, the food and the drink, the excitement, the crowd, all of it, it's just the same.
And I just have to say, I'm so happy that you were chosen as the winner. You and your husband have just been a pleasure to be around. So I'm looking forward to spending the rest of the weekend with you. Danke.
Me too, danke schön.
Well, you know, it's one thing to be able to experience Munich, Germany, and you are seeing that throughout this whole hour. But here is the best part. We don't necessarily have to travel all the way to Munich to experience Oktoberfest, because here at Hofbräuhaus, they do it up right. And Mary Kate, I know you get to experience that every year.
I do get to experience Oktoberfest every year here, and it gets better every single year. We incorporate new things every year, and we keep our same crowd favorites like the pig roast, the clam bake, the pretzel eating contest, all big hitters here in Cleveland.
I know it's so special too. And the thing is, you know, most celebrations, it's a weekend or it's
Right.
a day or two.
Right.
You guys have it's almost like a season, right?
It is, yeah. Oktoberfest season, and we prepare for it. 4 weekends of fun, lots of different activities going on here.
Always, and that's the fun part. And you have this great indoor-outdoor experience
Yes,
too.
yeah.
And a lot of the things for Oktoberfest also take place out here, right?
Right, yeah. So we do our carnival games out here for the kids, adults. We also have adult prizes and all of those things for the carnival games. We do Barktoberfest, which
Now, what's Barktoberfest
Yes.
like? Because I'm thinking I gotta bring my Casey down here.
You have to. Every Sunday of Oktoberfest, we host Barktoberfest out here in the beer garden, and you can bring your pups out here, and you get a treat on us, and so does your dog.
Oh, the doggies get them too. See, they get to be included in,
Yes,
the,
they do,
in
yes.
the fun. So you mentioned a few things, the clam bakes. That
Yes.
now, are those done outside too, or are they done?
So
can
we
do
do the clam bake in the kitchen. We bake all the clams there, and then we sell them out here, and we got everything that comes with it, clam chowder. We do a grill handle with it, potatoes, the whole 9 yards.
And then the keg tapping has become quite the tradition.
Yes, the keg tapping is the best part of Oktoberfest. It kicks off Oktoberfest. It's the first day of Oktoberfest, and that's how they do it in Munich as well. They start Oktoberfest with tapping the first keg.
I mean, so as you can tell by everything that Mary Kate's saying, I mean, this really, you've tried to find every little detail that is part
Right.
of the tradition in Munich.
In Munich, and bring it
bringing
right here. Yeah.
I mean, and now, does it take a whole team to make that possible?
Oh yes, it does. Our kitchen, our bar staff, our front of house staff, our marketing team is going hand in hand. We're all working together to get this done.
Now, if it's possible at all to bottle up what the experience is like when you're here for Oktoberfest, is there a
Yes.
way to kind of explain it?
I would describe it as Cleveland meets Munich. Carnival vibes. We try to really bring that energy from Munich right here in Cleveland.
And you do. The music will be playing.
Yes,
the live
music inside
music.
and outside. So if you want to sit outside, we'll still have music out here.
And can we do the shot skis?
You can do
too?
the shot skis.
I'll never forget the first time I did a shot ski here. I did it with water, but I am so. It really helps
You
to have
have to
everybody
know-
like the same height, or like be able to
If you
figure
don't
it out.
compensate for the shortest person in your party, you're in trouble.
But that's the thing. There's so many fun little elements that you guys
Yes,
bring
yeah.
that really make. And you know, it's not just about October. You guys are so much fun all year long.
It is. We
It's
do
true.
try to bring Oktoberfest all year round, but we do kick it up a couple notches during Oktoberfest season.
So if you are German or you want to be German for an evening or an afternoon, come and experience the culture here at Hofbräuhaus. Thank you again for
Thank
having
you so
us.
much for having me.
One of the ways that they officially kick off the Oktoberfest celebrations here in Munich is through their annual parade. Tell me a little bit about the parade and what it is that you're celebrating.
Nowadays, it's a really big parade, as you mentioned before. Over 9,000 participants, and from different countries within complete all in Europe. But in the beginning, it looked completely different. 1835, 25 years after this big wedding, they had the idea, oh, it would be nice to have like a small parade to celebrate the wedding like again and again and again. And they said, okay, let's ask the different people from different countries in Bavaria to bring their traditional clothing, and then it would be nice to have them here walking around. And we want to present the different traditions from so many different countries because we have so many different visitors coming here.
So different outfits represent different communities that they come from. Yes. You're wearing is this a traditional dirndl or is this a modern dirndl?
It's always depending who you ask, yeah. I would say this is like a traditional dirndl because it's a long skirt and it's really high, and from the colors it's not like that fancy, okay? But I mean, if you have a look over here, this we have said like 5, 6, 7 years. In the beginning it was just like a normal blouse without any like fancy things on top, and nowadays you can find everything wearing a dirndl, and I think there is nearly nothing you can do completely wrong if you go into a shop that really sells Bavarian clothing. But you have to take care buying a dirndl or something like this at the internet because maybe then it looks different, yeah?
Now, I heard that the way you tie your bow signifies something, and this is something that you don't want to get wrong. So can you tell me the proper guidelines for how to tie the bow?
It's really easy. As you can see, I have it on the right side. That means I'm married, yeah? If you have it on your left side, that means you're a single, and so maybe some people have the chance to connect with you.
What about for the men? Because the lederhosen, it's stylish. Is it really comfortable though for the men?
And the longer you wear it, the better it gets. Yeah, and I think to have a good lederhosen, I think you should have it for several years. Best way is maybe to start with one from your dad or your granddad if you fit in. Yeah, and it has to be like used. So a lederhosen looks nice if it was used for several years.
Because it's made of leather?
Yes. And normally a good lederhosen is really, really expensive, and so you have it for a lifetime.
Still to come, Nicole is taking us to the original Hofbräuhaus in Munich.
To Munich isn't complete without stopping by this place right here. We are at the original Hofbräuhaus, and we are going to learn so much in the next couple of minutes because this is a place that was built in the 1500s and for a slightly different reason. And here to explain everything about the history of it is Toby. Toby, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you very much for visiting us.
So we're here at the Hofbräuhaus. Why don't you give us a little recap? When was this actually built?
How many hours do you have time?
We only have a couple of minutes, Toby.
So the Hofbräuhaus was founded 1589, and it was the brewery for, at that time, the Duke, later the King, and it was closed. No normal people, no normal citizens would be allowed to come in here. From 1589 until 1828, it was closed, only for the King. And then we had a very, very popular king who opened the Hofbräuhaus to the public in 1828. And that was the moment when the Munich people and also people from the surroundings would come to enjoy the beer of the king.
And when you think about the Hofbräuhaus, you kind of think of it synonymously with Oktoberfest. The two go hand in hand, don't they?
Yes. It was the king. The Oktoberfest goes back to a wedding in 1810. And it was the very same king who got married in 1810 who opened the Hofbräuhaus to the public 18 years later.
And again, this is a king and a queen. They were adored by their people, so they were happy to partake in the festivities. Now, As we walk through the Hofbräuhaus, it does remind me a little bit of the Hofbräuhaus in Cleveland because you have that same energy and atmosphere. What would you say is the biggest difference?
Good question. I think our regular guests, we have like 3,500 very traditional, Bavarian dressed guests who come here like once a day, once a week, and they have, we call them Stammtische. It's like a table.
Is it Stamm?
Stammtisch.
Stammtisch?
Yeah, the table where your group, your friends, you meet. And it's like a lifelong, in some sense, a relationship, you know. It goes on for many decades, and you take part of the life of your friend at this table.
I bet a lot of unexpected first dates have happened here at the Hofbräuhaus.
All right, yeah, that's one of the secrets. You cannot make a reservation in the ground floor of the Oktoberfest. We want people to join at the table, to meet new people, to talk to them. Then we have a little beer, a little music, and you know, you start having a good conversation. And we always joke, we don't know if more marriages started or ended here in the Hofbräuhaus.
Anything can happen with good beer. Now, we're outside, the sun's shining, we're here in the beer garden. This looks like an amazing place to have a couple of drinks and enjoy some of the food as well.
Would you like to join me on a beer, please?
Eventually, I would. Absolutely.
The Hofbräuhaus has its own currency. Okay, so this is inflation stable. This will always get you 1 liter of beer here. No.
Are you serious? When did you develop this?
Oh, this is very traditional. We started to revitalize this tradition, I think, 15 to 20 years ago. But this is a 100-year-old tradition.
Toby, I mean, this is incredible. Really, everything here at the Hofbräuhaus in Munich, the original Hofbräuhaus, it reminds me so much of what we get in Cleveland. And it really is just a party and a sense of community. And I think you are doing a wonderful job bringing all types of people together. And it's all something that we love. Good food, good drinks, good music, good company.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oktoberfest 24 here at our
It's the largest tent here at Oktoberfest and arguably the most popular as well. I'm here with Michael Mueller. He is the COO of the Hofbräuhaus that you can see right behind us. Thank you so much for being with us today on the opening day of Oktoberfest.
Well, you're very, very welcome to be here at the most fascinating festival we have, and to open this here, I think is an experience you won't have twice.
I mean, this is really incredible. This is the largest folk festival in the world, and people flock to your tent. You have world-known recognition here all over. I'm curious, how much work and preparation goes into an event like this to make sure it's a huge success?
Well, this is an on-year organization here. Even we only have 2 weeks Oktoberfest. We are working 365 days on that, and we have an own team doing that. To build up our tent, our festival hall with 10,000 people.
10,000 people. So you get 10,000 people that come in and out of here. I'm curious, how much beer do they consume?
Well, you can imagine approximately every guest drinks 1.5 to 2 liter of beer. So that leads up to, in those 16 days, 7,500 hectoliters.
Do you find that a lot of the same people return year after year? You've been with the Hofbräuhaus for over 20 years, so I'm sure you see a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, this is something every year. It's fascinating for myself that when we have the opening, we have the festival, all our guests coming from around the world and really, really enjoying the atmosphere and enjoying, of course, beer and food and everything around. So this is something even I'm doing that now 24 years. It's
24 years.
Boring. It's not boring.
So I'm curious, is there anything that sticks out in your mind as being something that was just so memorable that you love to think about or share with friends and family?
You know something what I really, really love, and I think it's unique. You can see on the first and the second day all those horses and the carriages. I'm driving one of those carriages by myself.
Really?
I have those horses, and and they are really big horses in front of me, and I do have some guests in the back in the carriage, and
A lot of
I
pressure.
don't want to miss, because when you drive in here into the main street of the Oktoberfest, thousands of people are really happy and saying, "Hey, hello, you were here," and you know, every year that creates goose pickles here, and it's what I really, really love.
You're looking to create a once-in-a-lifetime memorable experience that people want to continue to come back for, and you seem to be doing that. The energy is electric behind us. Thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts and opinions with us. We really appreciate it.
Well, you're really welcome, and sure you will enjoy your time here, and I only can invite everybody saying, hey, take the chance at least to come once, and I know when you're once here, you want to come back.
I already want to come back, and I've only been here a couple hours. Danke.
You're welcome.
When we come back, we're seeing Oktoberfest from new heights in Munich.
All right, let's get down to business, shall we? This is what we're all about on New Day Cleveland, the food.
I'm down to business right here. Look at that. I got a nice cold beer here. How many different beers you guys have?
We have three regular beers on tap, which is what's in front of us now. This is the lager. You have the Dunkel, and then the Hefeweizen.
Okay, we got the serious business out of the way.
I know, right? But it is awesome that you guys do this right here.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And so we have this delicious beer that we can hold this way if we choose to do so. For how long is it again?
Well, if you
As
want to
long
go
as
to
you can.
States, yeah, you got to at least hit 6 minutes.
I have the easier one.
It's on the wall up there. Some guy did 11 minutes and 2 seconds.
I just can't even think of it.
Okay, so who's the eating champion here? Natalie Herbeck, that's who it is.
Depending on the scenario, it might be me, but this food looks delicious. I know you really try to have a lot of traditional German things, right?
Yep. We try to keep everything traditional. We follow a Hofbräuhaus cookbook that has all the recipes from Munich in there. And these are kind of our more traditional plates for Oktoberfest. This is our Grillhändel, which is a half-roasted chicken, comes with a pretzel, roasted potatoes, veggies. This is what is most commonly ate on the first weekend of Oktoberfest in Munich.
Oh, so they change it out depending on the weekend.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So
okay, so
Grillhändel
that's
is big to open up.
Week 1, if you're a chicken, you're on the run.
Yeah. And then would this be maybe week 2?
Yeah, possibly.
So what's going on here?
So you have
Is that Spätzle or potato?
It's potato salad. Yep, that's an HB potato salad. And then it's a veal Wiener Schnitzel. So it's a veal cutlet, pounded, hand breaded, hand fried.
This has got just enough like vinegar flavor in it too, huh?
Yeah, it's really nice. It offsets the heaviness of the schnitzel.
I've been here a few times and this is my favorite right here.
Is that your go-to?
Yeah, that's my go-to.
This is my go-to.
I was just going to say this. I'm going to move your beer out of the way a second.
For sure.
And I mean, this would be my go-to as well.
Yeah, so this is our chicken paprikash.
That's comfort food right there, right?
I got to try this one.
Yeah, you have to. It's so good.
So this has more of a European, like you have the German flair, but then you add European and even American.
Even
flair,
American,
too.
yeah. We like to make sure that everyone can try something new if they've never had it before. But if you want that safe food, that burger, we got that too. Chicken sandwich, we have that as well. So it's nice to have something for everyone here. They can come and enjoy the beer at least and the food.
You know, it doesn't matter what culture, what language you speak or whatever. When you get around really great food that survived like for centuries, it's gonna be delicious. I even look at this. I was asking about the food a lot. Then you got a cookbook.
We do have a cookbook. You can buy it in the gift shop if you want to take some of these recipes home with you.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to do any of this at home? I would like to attempt this.
The red cabbage I've tried to do at home. Red cabbage, braised red cabbage. It came out pretty good, honestly. Yeah, following the cookbook.
Just following the cookbook. Well, there's some beautiful food here and a lot of fun. And of course, everyone loves the beers. And like we said, we got 3 very popular beers here, but you always have even more than that.
Yeah, so we have seasonal beers that we tap every single month. So the first Wednesday of every month, we tap a new beer that our brewmaster, Josh Jones, works on all month long in the brewery. And yeah, it's great.
It almost ends up being like a family style thing.
It is, yeah.
And you know what? What's so funny? The last time I was here was with you and the kids.
The boys,
and I had such a blast because and then you make family with everyone else that's here too, right?
It is really a big congress of people. I mean, that's what I noticed. Like people get together. That's the dentist office over there with a big party, and over here, oh, here's the landscaper guys. Over
The
here.
lawyer. neighbors, everybody. Yeah, it's great.
All become friends and you all have a blast with that live music going, the beers flowing, the food tasting delicious. I mean, you can't go wrong down here.
You cannot.
I'll drink to that.
So cheers.
Prost.
Prost.
Prost indeed. Let me get a little tapper.
That's the one word I know. Prost.
Thank you very much.
In addition to all of the beer tents here at Oktoberfest, one of the big draws, the rides. And Maximilian here said that we absolutely had to go on this Ferris wheel. What is the official name of this ride?
It's the Riesenrad, so that means big wheel. And yeah, I told you, after all this hustle and after all those beers and fun and atmosphere, and I have to go up here.
We're here on the big wheel. It's kind of nice to be able to slow down a bit and just kind of take in the sights and sounds from up above.
Yeah, actually at the top now. We're actually at the top. We are now right on top of the Oktoberfest.
So we can literally see everything that is happening below us. Maximilian, now I understand why you brought us up here. There's just something so peaceful and calm, yet you can still see the excitement and the revelry taking place on the ground.
Yeah, it's unbelievable and it's not comparable. You know, you feel a little bit above the playground and above Munich, and going down you are fit enough again to have another Stein. And you know, we from the Hofbräuhaus, we like that. This is really the place where people all over the world come here and they sit on a table, they have a Stein, and then they are friends, and a few hours later they are even very good friends, and everything could happen. That's the Hofbräuhaus and that's our atmosphere.
Still ahead, we're wrapping things up by exploring Munich and taking in all the sights.
We've already had a chance to take in all of the sights and sounds that Oktoberfest has to offer, but when you visit Munich, there's a whole lot more you can do, including surfing in the middle of the city. Steffi, I mean, it looks like people are surfing, but how is that even possible taking place here in Munich?
You're completely right. They do river surfing, and this is something special, yeah? I mean, they do it the complete year, from springtime, during winter times, from the morning, during nights.
For people that are saying, you know what, I'd love to visit Munich, but I'm not about surfing, what about some of the other things? Because I heard there is a beautiful Glockenspiel.
Yes, I would recommend you visit the Glockenspiel. You find it at Marienplatz at 11, 12 and 5, in summer times at 5. And just have a look over there. It takes around 10 minutes.
The architecture here in Munich is just stunning. And one of the things that I noticed, there are so many different churches. And I'd imagine they all have a long history.
Yes, they have. And one of the most beautiful churches you can visit is like Theatina Church, really close to here, 10 minutes away by feet. And it was built in the 17th century. And you know, we always were big fans of Italy. And finally we got an Italian princess, and she brought all her master builders, architects and artists, and so she was responsible for erecting this church, and finally Italian style arrived in Munich.
So is it true that I heard there's a rumor sometimes they consider Bavaria to be the most northern part of Italy? That is true then?
Yeah, this is one of the points. You're completely right. Yes.
How interesting. Now, if people are looking to just kind of decompress, maybe take in a little bit of nature, is there a place to go for that?
The English Garden has 375 hectares, so you can walk here, you can go by bike, you can sit down, relax, meet some friends, bring something to read, drink beer or wine or tea or juice, whatever.
And you also have, is it the Chinese
the Chinese Tower. And the Chinese Tower has a really famous beer garden around. So visiting Munich in summer times or even now in autumn, you can sit down in the beer garden, can have something to drink. Bavarian music is playing, so you sit at a building from China, but with Bavarian traditions. I think this is great.
I want to thank you so much for your time today.
Have you had a nice time?
Look at me smiling. I had a
I
great
know,
time. How
I
can you not have a
did
great time?
too.
All those folks in Germany carrying those beers around, having fun. But you can also
celebrate right here. You don't have to get on the plane, as we've been saying all hour long. You can come and explore Oktoberfest right here at the Hofbräuhaus in downtown Cleveland.
I'm David Moss.
And I'm Natalie Hervik.
And we'll see you
on the next New Day Cleveland. Wait. Can we do a shot ski? There's Mary Kate to save the day. We can't go without this.
I'm never so happy to see you.
Me
Okay,
too.
count it off.
1, 2, 3,
Woo.
ski.